Our task is this week. Does food taste better outdoors? The Gastronuts eating al fresco with me today are Morgan, Erin, Maxim, and Kiara.
Sometimes like eating on the beach, but not very often because you get sand in your sandwiches.
The weirdest place to have a picnic would be in a tree because it's high up and it's not easy to get to.
The best thing about eating on the beach would be you might be able to go in the sea and yet still eat while you're paddling around in the sea.
You can mess around, and if you just drop some food, you don't get in trouble.
Coming up on today's show, the gastros go nuts when they see what's on the barbie.
This, my friend, is a squirrel.
We eat like a witch,
These are roasted tarantulas.
and I get my gob round a king cone.
What's so great about eating outdoors?
Oh, it's just it's outdoors. You can have fun.
You don't have to worry about table manners.
Why's that?
You can spill a little bit of food here and a bit there and no one will fuss.
No knife and
You
fork.
can just eat with your
You
hands.
can eat a bit now and then play and then come back later.
OK, Gastronuts, well, today we're going to break free from the dining table and we're going to find out if food really does taste better outdoors. Are you with me?
Yeah!
OK, let's go! How would a gastronaut eat outside?
Barbecue.
Barbecues. Do you like barbecues? Yeah. What do you like about barbecues?
That you get to like cook the food yourself outside.
Exactly, it's kind of you get the control. Toasted marshmallows. Well, I thought we'd do a Gastronauts version of a barbecue. And we'd take all of the things that you normally find in a garden, because barbecues are normally in gardens, aren't they?
Yeah.
And we'll use them to cook our food.
We've made a big fire outside, and we're going to cook some familiar food with some very unusual implements.
OK, Maxim, what have you got here? A shovel, exactly. Now, this is a scrupulously clean, brand new shovel. What we're going to do is we're going to try and fry some eggs on it. A nice slathering of oil in the middle there. Perfect. OK, Erin, what have you got here?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes and...
A rake.
I wonder if we could grill some tomatoes using the rake. Do you reckon it would work?
Yeah.
Slather them in oil. Now, what I want you to do is put all of these tomatoes onto the rake. OK, Morgan, what have you got here?
Sausages.
And
A fork.
it's a bit bigger than your average piece of cutlery, isn't it? I wondered if we could use this to do the sausages. Do you think it would work?
Yes.
So that's it. Excellent. OK, that'll do the trick. OK, Kiara, do you know what this is?
Slate.
It's a piece of slate, exactly. Now, we're going to try and use this to fry some bacon. You grab some oil from there. Lovely, that'll do us. Grab a few slices of bacon and just lay them onto the slate. Brilliant. OK, is everyone ready? Yeah. OK, pick up your garden tool and come over here.
It's time to barbecue our breakfast, but no meal would be complete without a cuppa.
I thought we'd make some tea. And this is a watering can, so I thought maybe that would work as well.
If you're thinking of trying this at home, you will need brand new garden tools that won't leach out any dangerous chemicals when heated, and make sure that they are spotlessly clean. Our breakfast is now ready. It was strangely cooked, but how will it taste?
Crispy and smoky.
A bit harder.
Try the eggs, see what it's like. See if we've got smoky eggs.
It tastes a little bit squidgy and slightly bit dry. And it's really nice inside as well.
The eggs are a little bit smoky. I've been inspired by the idea of eating out in our garden. I wonder if we can use the barbecue to indulge in a little bit of pest control.
Yeah, what is pest control?
Well, let's go and find out. OK, Gastronuts, it's time to get down to some serious pest control. Have you ever heard of invasive species? Yeah? What are they?
Like rats maybe, or mice?
It's animals that have come into our country from abroad that do damage to some of the other wildlife.
Oh, like the grey squirrels.
That kind of thing, yeah.
Snake.
Now, what I'm going to introduce you first of all is these little fellas. Have you ever seen these before?
Are they alive?
These are called signal crayfish. Now, these originally came over from North America, and when they come into rivers in the UK, they drive a lot of the other species out because they're very, very aggressive. You know him? What do you reckon his name is?
Stinky.
Now, the thing about these fellas is they cause problems to the wildlife in the UK. So they're bad news, except for the fact that they are delicious. So what you do is you have to boil them first, and when you boil them, they change into a slightly different colour. And they end up looking
Green.
like that. Exactly, they're red, a bit like lobsters. We're just going to drop those straight on the barbecue. OK, let's have a look at another pest over here. Now, this little fella has caused untold damage to our gardens. What do you think is around slugs? That's a bit of a pest, isn't it? Snails, anything else? Rats? Well, these things are sometimes called rats that live in trees.
In case you didn't quite catch my meaning, I am, of course, talking about squirrels. If you don't want to see a squirrel being cooked and eaten, this is the right time to leave the room, put your fingers in your ears and say la 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 over and over again.
This, my friend, is a squirrel. Have you ever eaten squirrel before?
No.
No? No? What do you think about the idea of eating squirrel?
Because squirrels are cute.
Cute. They are very cute. It's very true. However, this little fella is a grey squirrel. These first came over from North America, and they've caused untold damage to trees and to the squirrel population in Britain. We have the red squirrel, and it's thought that the grey squirrel carries a virus which is deadly to the red squirrel. So, best thing you can really do.
Kill them.
So, what do you think we need to do to little squirrel Nutkin there?
Cut his hair.
Wash it. That's a pretty good idea. Do you like eating fur?
No, cut his hair
Yeah,
off.
best to take the fur off, isn't it? So, what we've done is this.
Are they two of them?
That's what a squirrel looks like when it's had its fur taken off.
They look like a mini chicken with a tail.
It actually looks like a mini rabbit. How much meat is there on it?
Not much.
And is there much fat on it? No. It's very lean meat, which means it's really good for you.
Because the squirrel is so lean, we've marinated it in olive oil and herbs and wrapped it in bacon so it doesn't burn on the barbie.
OK, Gastronuts, it's time for your pest control lunch. So everyone grab a crayfish, have a little taste of your pest.
I've got. That's really nice. I like it.
No, I think it's delicious.
Like scrambled egg.
OK, it's time to move on to the squirrel. Do you reckon this is going to taste good?
Yeah.
No, it just seems cruel to kill a sweet little squirrel.
And what about killing a chicken? Is that cruel?
No, because they don't do anything.
They taste nice. And
Yes, they
don't
do.
feel
They give
pain.
us.
Ah, you need to change the tune there then. OK, you ready for squirrel, guys?
Yeah.
OK, chow down.
It tastes a lot like chicken, actually.
Nice. That's nice. At first it seems cruel killing it, but then when you taste it, it's really nice.
It's really nice and moist. And I thought it was really cool to kill it as well. But it tastes really nice.
What's brilliant about this is that you get lunch and you do some pest control. So it's like killing two squirrels with one stone. OK, Gastronuts, let's talk about street food. What does street food mean to you? What sort of things might you buy?
Sandwiches.
Hot dog?
Hot dogs, that's a real classic street food, isn't
hamburgers?
it? Yeah, hamburgers, things like that, maybe kebabs.
Just like normal takeaway food, but on the street.
When I went to Spain, they had all sweetie counters everywhere.
Yeah, so it's quite fun buying new foods out and about. So what I want to do is introduce you guys to some weird, wonderful and extraordinary street food from all around the world. You gonna be brave?
Yeah!
You're gonna try some things for me?
Yeah!
Excellent, let's go! OK, Gastronuts, welcome to Steph's Strange and Wonderful Street Food Shack. Here we have a selection of strange and wonderful foods from around the world, and I'd like you to try them. First of all, from Scotland, these are deep-fried chocolate bars. So, everyone grab a chocolate bar.
It's really nice.
A classic Scottish delicacy here. Is it a good idea, do you think?
No.
Why not?
In case you're on the diet.
Absolutely.
It tastes nice, but it's unhealthy.
Why would you want to add more fat? I guess it's quite fun to have something really naughty every now and then. Now we're going to go a little bit further afield. From Denmark, we have raw herring with a little scattering of onions and gherkins. Now, the thing about herring is it's absolutely delicious, but it does sometimes have tiny, tiny little bones in. But they're bones that you eat.
It's actually quite nice.
I like it. It's like, it's mild, but then when you have the onions, it just makes it really strong.
OK, well done, guys. Now we're going to go to South America, Colombia. What do you reckon those little fellas on top of the yogurt are?
Ants.
Ants. These are These are some of the finest insects in the world. These are fat-bottomed ants. Everyone grab one of those. Pick off an ant.
Can I rip
Yep,
the
sure.
head off? I don't want to look at the face.
And have a little nibble.
Oh, that much. Horrible.
They just taste weird.
These are very, very salty ones, actually. What do you think, Maxim?
It's horrible. It's really salty. It's horrible. It doesn't feel nice.
You see, if you're in Colombia,
Disgusting.
you'd scoff this down. I'm going to have a whole piece. I think they taste a little bit of smoky bacon. Which foods do you think you shouldn't eat? What sort of animals and insects and stuff like that do you think you can't eat?
Spider.
Spiders, that would be madness, wouldn't it?
Poisonous.
Poisonous spiders, that would probably be the worst, wouldn't it? Well, my friends, let me introduce you to a little delicacy from Cambodia. These are roasted tarantulas. So grab a little chunk of that.
It doesn't look very nice.
Yeah.
I grab a leg. I can see its eyes. I can see its eyes.
Oh,
The legs said
Go, Erin, you grab that fella there.
It's nice.
Very good. In Cambodia, this is a classic snack. If you eat outdoors, you'll come across a street vendor selling these little fellas, and people eat them because they're really delicious.
The meat inside is actually quite salty.
It's quite strange that you can see the head and the claws there. I think I'm just going to have to take the whole head off.
I like the legs.
That's not a head.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
It's like crisps, isn't it? What I think's amazing about this is when you eat outdoors, you discover a whole new range of tastes. It makes things better because there's more things on offer. You know what's interesting is I'm now getting a little taste of shrimp.
We're exploring whether food tastes better in the great outdoors. So far, we've char-grilled some pests.
That's what a squirrel looks like when it's had its fur taken off.
In a bit, we'll be using a hammer to crack an egg. And later on, I take a delicate lick of a gastronut-sized ice cream. So this is the classic kind of outdoor food, a little picnic. Grab a sandwich.
Looks nice.
What's really useful about the sandwich? You can grab it. Hand food, exactly. It's kind of finger food. Sandwiches, they're not particularly interesting, really, are they? Except for the fact that at one stage, these didn't really exist. They had to be invented by somebody. It's a genius idea, but you can grab this and eat it on the go. And now, billions of pounds are spent on sandwiches every year. It's a massive industry. OK, guys, what have we got here?
Cornish pasties.
Cornish pasty, exactly. Do you like them?
Yeah.
I love Cornish pasties.
I don't like pasties.
These are special pasties. These are the original pasty. And you've got two ends here. You've got an end with a cross on and an end with a spot on.
The
And
croissant sounds like a croissant.
a croissant, yeah, it's a bit like that. First of all, take a bite from the end with a cross on it.
Meat.
Mm-hmm. Meat.
Nice.
Yep.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. Miners and people who worked outside, their wives would make them in the morning, they'd carry them to work, and it would stay in one piece throughout the whole day, which was really important, so that they didn't have to sit down with a plate. They could just get this out of a bag and get in there and eat it. Let's have a little try of the end with a dot on.
Apple
Is
pie.
it a main meal and a pudding side?
Brilliant. It's exactly that. It's a two-course meal in a pastry case. You'd have your main course first, and then you'd finish off with the pudding.
If you tried the middle bit, would it be a mixture of both?
Let's have a go. You're eating dessert and your main course at the same time. Quite weird, isn't it?
I know.
I thought you said you didn't like them. You're scoffing that now, aren't you? Look at that. So what else have we got here?
Profiterole.
Not a profiterole.
Fish egg. It's something French, I can't say it.
It's actually not. It's something more Scotch.
Scotch egg.
Scotch egg! This is a coating of sausage meat around the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Inside, you've got an egg. I thought maybe we should try and make our own. But if the Gastronuts are going to make a Scotch egg, we want to blow the whole concept apart.
Putting egg on the outside and then trying to get sausage inside the egg?
Turning it round? Yeah, you could do that. I wonder if there's another way of making it really spectacular. OK, guys, do you want to give this a try?
Yes.
Yeah? OK, let's go and make a Gastronut Scotch egg. Follow me! So, Gastronuts, the essential ingredient of any Scotch egg is what?
An egg.
An egg! Exactly! Now, do you know how long it takes to hard-boil an egg?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, yes, spot on, well done. But I think we better start with something a little bit more spectacular. This, my friends, is an egg of champions. Do you know what this is?
Ostrich.
It's an ostrich egg, exactly. It's huge. It takes 1.5 hours to boil an ostrich egg. Fortunately, this has already been hard-boiled for us. So all we need to do is what? Exactly, get the shell off. OK, Erin, be very careful, because eggs are very delicate. Yeah, maybe a little bit harder than that. That's it, not going to work? OK, why don't we try one of those instead? Well, these aren't quite going to crack it, are they? It's time for the hammer. Oh, OK, we're getting in there, a bit more. Yeah, we're in.
Cool.
Wow, look at that.
Slimy.
It's extraordinary.
You can see this massive yolk sitting inside the white there, can't you?
Looks like a bruise.
It does, doesn't it? Looks like there might be an ostrich in there. Well, that's our egg. What else goes into a Scotch egg?
Sausage.
Sausage meat.
To make the sausage meat casing, we mix some minced pork with fresh herbs and spring onion.
That's very good.
Slimy and cold.
It looks like a big mess of fat.
We then slap it onto some floured cling film and wrap the egg up in its porky jacket.
Beautiful. OK, what we need now is to cover it in breadcrumbs. Lovely. Now, we need to deep fry it.
Deep frying the world's largest Scotch egg can be rather dangerous. So if you're going to attempt it, make sure you get the help of a responsible adult or someone Scotch.
Looks like a pasty.
OK, guys, that's going to take a long time to cook, so I think we should go and get ready, because we're going to eat this in the most spectacular picnic you can imagine. And you need to get changed. So, this is how the Victorians would have a picnic. They would take their dining room and bring it all outside. Is it comfy? Feeling comfy inside those beards? No, it's not that cosy, is it? OK, I think we've got the full effect. I think you can take your beards off now. Oh, God. So what's it like wearing all this Victorian stuff and wearing the beards? Is it relaxed?
Itchy.
Makes you quite stiff, doesn't it? Victorians like the stiffness. They like the formality of things, and they like their food to be quite spectacular and formal as well, to be full of rules and etiquette and things like that. So what can you see around the table? Cakes, loads of pies, Scotch eggs, a whole ham. The other thing they liked having at picnics was one of these. Lenny the lobster. So, ever had a lobster at a picnic before? No. The Victorians absolutely loved things like this, but there were rules. They had these systems and manners. Can you see the amount of cutlery you've got there? Vast amounts of cutlery. It's terrifying looking at all that stuff. You kind of wonder, where do I start? OK, we need to eat the monster egg.
Yay.
Yay.
Wow! That is ridiculous. Look at that. I used to think that Scotch eggs were quite big until I saw this fella.
It's massive.
OK, Gastronuts, get ready for your first ever bite of ostrich Scotch egg. With your whole face in there. Way to go, girl!
Bonkers.
Do you know what? The Gastronuts are absolutely right. The Victorians were bonkers. What do you want to bring the whole dining room outside for? It felt so stiff and formal, it was quite hard to enjoy it. But what I do love about the Victorians is their love of spectacle. They like making something extravagant and eccentric, and that makes eating outside into an adventure.
How do you make ice cream in a plastic bag? Let me show you.
Here is our little bag, and we're going to put into it, first of all, everybody's favorite, strawberries. And then we're going to put everybody's even more favorite, and that's chocolate buttons or chips. And finally, we're going to put a mix of cream and eggs and sugar with a little bit of vanilla flavoring in it. So there is our ice cream ready to be made. But how are we going to freeze it? Well, for that, we're going to use a slightly larger bag, and we're going to put lots and lots of ice, first of all. And then we're going to put our favorite secret ingredient, ordinary table salt. And so here goes lots and lots of salt in there. Now, the salt taste terrible, but remember, we have our ice cream going to be in the bag. We're gonna zip it shut. Now we're gonna mix them up. The salt and the ice, the temperature actually drops well below zero. It's probably down around -12. And this is because the salt actually stops the ice freezing. It acts a bit like a freezer. Now that's all mixed, feels ready. Let's pull it out. Let's unzip the bag. And the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And have a look. We've got gorgeous strawberry ice cream. With chocolate chips. It's brilliant.
Okay, Gastronuts, you've eaten your main courses outside. Now it's time for dessert, outdoors. What do you reckon is your favourite outdoors dessert?
Ice cream!
Ice cream!
Ice cream!
Okay, Gastronuts, what's the most unusual ice cream flavour you've ever tried?
Frappuccino?
Frappuccino, anything else?
Rose.
Rose ice cream. Do you think it was made with essence of roses?
I don't know.
That's so cool. Well, I thought we would try and invent some brand new ice cream flavours. Morgan, you're going to make cheese puff flavoured ice cream. Maxim, you're going to make fish and chips flavoured ice cream. You've got chips here, and you've got some fish stock here. Over here, we've got bolognese flavoured ice cream. And what you've got here is beef stock and some sun-dried tomatoes. Erin, you're going to make sick flavoured ice cream. No, that's not sick flavoured ice cream. This is pesto. What I'm going to make is a bacon and egg ice cream. So, I know this sounds like a crazy idea, but there are some famous precedents for this. Up in Worcestershire, they eat Stilton cheese flavoured ice cream. In Japan, there's even raw horse flesh flavoured ice cream. Pretty weird, isn't it? Well, I wonder if some of these might be even weirder. What you've got here in this bowl in front of you is what's called creme anglaise. This is the base of every ice cream. Now, I think we should wait for the cheese puffs until the very last second, otherwise they might go a bit soggy. Everyone else, grab away. Now, the thing is, an ice cream maker takes about 3 or 4 hours. We haven't got 3 or 4 hours. We want to do this instantly. My instant ice cream making device is Matthew. Now, Matthew isn't the actual ice cream making device. Matthew, just tell us what you've got here.
I've got here a vat containing liquid nitrogen. This is a very, very cold substance. It's actually at -200 degrees C. That's far, far colder than ice.
OK, we're all ready to go. Let's get those cheesy puffs into the creme anglaise. There we go, that's it. OK, I think we're all set. Everyone, take 4 steps back. OK, let's go.
Believe it or not, we're not the first people to do this. A Victorian cookbook from 1885 suggested using liquid nitrogen to make instant ice cream at picnics and dinner parties. But they probably didn't try cheesy puff flavour.
OK, guys, in you come.
That's nice.
Too cold.
I think that's delicious.
It tastes really nice. It tastes like custard and cheesy puff at the same time. It's surprisingly nice.
That's what it is.
Next up for freezing is Maxim's fish and chips ice cream.
OK, what do you reckon?
Ew, it's too fishy.
Now the spag bowl gets the liquid nitrogen treatment.
Oh, yeah, it's bolognese ice cream.
I think it's put too much tomato in. I don't like it.
I don't know, it's just got this really weird flavour that I don't really like.
Yeah, not happy about that.
Sickening.
I quite like that.
Oh.
Will Erin's pesto flavoured ice cream go down any better?
That is brilliant.
I think I need a bit less pesto.
It's a bit like, you know when you have pistachio ice cream and you get that sort of flavour that comes in sort of 10, 20 seconds after you first start eating it?
I'm
like
not
that.
that keen on it.
Oh no, and it's your pesto!
Last up, it's my eggs and bacon flavour.
Tastes nasty.
Here goes.
I like it.
Once you've kind of got all the cream out, it's okay.
Bacon's the best. Why don't we just have ice cream and bacon?
Ice cream and bacon, and skip the eggs. All right, guys, which one's your favourite ice cream?
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and
eggs,
egg.
cheese puffs.
None of them.
So cheese puffs, bacon, eggs are the two kind of joint favourites, really, aren't they? I've got a special Gastronuts ice cream machine, and I thought I'd let you have a go.
Yeah.
Does that be cool? OK.
Yeah.
You wait here, I'll go and get it. want to get in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you around the other side.
Oh, wow. This is seriously cool.
Okay, Gastronuts, what does it feel like being inside an ice cream van?
So cool!
It's like you're inside heaven there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, right, well, I guess you better have a go at making some ice cream. Ever done this before?
No.
Okay. Whoa! It comes out pretty quick, doesn't it? How much better is it getting that? Okay, just a quick squirt this one. Try and make a better one. Whoa! Here we go. You ready? Look at that! You've made your very first ice cream. What do you think of that? Yeah, cool and big.
Gigantic. Ice cream heaven. It's good.
And you never get...
I now have a challenge for you. I want to see if you guys can make the most spectacular ice cream in the world ever. And I've got something that might be useful for you to make it in. That's a cone. Okay, I'll go away. I'll be back in 1 minute.
It's the ultimate ice cream! Yeah, like a slide! Stefan, we're ready! Come on, Steph, we're ready! Yeah!
Have you got on, guys? Oh my gosh! That is extraordinary! How much are you going to charge me for that?
£5.
£5. Spot on. I'll take the first offer. There's a fiver.
Yay!
Okay, am I allowed to try it?
Yeah!
Brilliant. It's like a 999, isn't it? We've had the most fantastic experience. I guess when you're outside, your senses are more finely tuned and flavours taste that much stronger. But more than that, you find these extraordinary foods, things I've never tasted before in my life.
Being on Gastronuts has made me think differently about food and think what foods that you think you can't eat, you can, and actually they're really tasty.
When I see a squirrel tomorrow, I'm not going to think about it, but I know that they taste good anyway.
When I tasted the tarantula, it tasted really nice, though it looked like a really weird food to eat.
Best bit about being on Gastronuts was being in the ice cream van, because it's once in a lifetime chance and you never get to go on one again.
Good, doesn't it? The new series of Tracy Beaker Returns is on the CBBC channel 5:15.
Don't miss Danny over there at 5:15, and don't forget to come back to BBC One at 7 when tonight's enormous Sport Relief show kicks off. Be here.
Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you.
Extraordinary Kids, Extraordinary Stories. My Life concludes with Children of the Road, Saturday at 11:30, CBBC on BBC Two.
Jack's racing numbers. Check. Isotonic drink. Check. Cuddly bunny.
Another chance to catch Danny's House Sport Relief Special, Sunday at 5:45 on the CBBC channel.